Okay, so I actually prepared. I prepared for this one. But whew, that's close. That was weird. Why did I have that on there? Anyway, um, oh, okay, so we can see it now. So I actually planned for stuff now. Um, and what I wanted to do this time is make a logo kind of, because I wanted to kind of like rebrand a little bit. I wanted to rebrand a little bit. So basically, I have an idea that I learned from someone on Reddit. I don't know his username at the moment, but shout out to you, my man. Or woman, I do not know, because screen names are often confusing. So, we're going to find a good font. One that I like is none of those. I think it's A's. Yeah, that one. So it's going to be either this one, or if I have this one installed. Looking at them, I think I'm going to go with the League Spartan, which is the top one. Okay, so basically I want to make an outrun style sort of design. So I set out some colors that I'm going to want to use, and I especially like these three for some reason. I don't know. It's like I saw it in some color palette, and it just really stuck with me. These are just kind of whatever. I wanted some cooler colors to balance it out, and obviously red's not a cool color, but like it's a pretty rad color. So let's, since we made a copy of that, we're going to expand this. So that we can actually apply a gradient to it. And what I'm going to do is, in my swatches, do I have it open? Probably, but like I'm just, okay. I'm going to make a new folder for those, so that when I add a gradient, I can just kind of click them. I'm pretty sure if I do this, I can select them. No, okay. I thought there was a way I could select them, but anyway, that's why I put them in here so that I could do this. So what I like to do for like an outrun style is go from yellow to orange to pink. If I just did like yellow to pink, I just don't think it looks as, I guess, quote unquote dynamic as with the orange. I think the orange gives it like a nice shine. What we're gonna do, because I don't want each individual letter to have its own gradient, I'm just gonna use the gradient tool and then stretch it across the whole group like that. And I also don't want each one to have its own individual color. I want them more spread a little bit, so I'm gonna start out farther and then go farther. Maybe not that far. So yeah, something like that. Maybe even diagonal. That's something I hadn't really thought about. Because then I'd get like the whole color range, and it looks almost like the Instagram logo. Okay, so that's that. That's kind of what the that's kind of what it's gonna be like in the end. I'm gonna use Photoshop and mess with it a little bit. One thing I do want to do though is do some sort of like offset stroke, and this is the part that I learned from the guy. So I don't think it really matters what color this is gonna be, but I'm gonna do white just in case it doesn't work out the way I want it to. So because it's white, let's just move it over here. So I want enough of a stroke to actually make it like sizable and not look weird, but not so much that it like takes over the whole design. Because what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put the stroke on the inside. I don't know. Whoa, that's weird. Oh, is that something new? That like if you select something without an inside, it automatically selects it? That's interesting. Okay, so yeah, like I was saying, let's put it, I think it's on the inside. Why is that not doing anything? Oh, wait. No. Oh, okay, obviously. Kind of. If I do this object, expand appearance. Oh, because it is type. Okay, that's... I think that's the issue. Yeah, okay, so now it's actually a stroke. I think because I expanded it, it was like a shape. Or I don't even know if I expanded that one. But anyway, now we can switch to that. So select. Make sure we only have that selected. Make that white like you wanted before, and then put the stroke on the inside. Okay, there we go. So that actually looks pretty good, because what I'm gonna do in Photoshop is add some sort of like glows and stuff to the inside, and then add sort of a chrome effect on the outside. Okay, cool. So that's kind of what I want. And it's LPU because obviously my channel is less power up. I messed around with like some other logos that, like, if I were to just freehand it, it was like a circle and then like a lightning bolt like that, which is kind of whatever, because like my original one, which I have now, is like that, which I don't understand at all. I know initials for logo design are just kind of eh. I guess some people think there's not a lot of creativity involved, which I don't know, maybe there isn't. But because I like the outrun sort of style right now, I'm just gonna roll with it. And I like I was saying, I like the effect that it gives. And actually, I was talking, so I didn't even do the thing that I wanted. So because it's on the inside, I think we like move it to the side. Oh no, wait. We fill it, bring it to the back, and then like it becomes a sort of drop shadow. So you just move it to one side, and then you get that sort of effect, which I think I like. This would just be kind of hard to add the chrome style to, which actually maybe not. Now that I might have to do two versions, but now that I'm thinking about it, it might actually be okay, because I can make these into separate shapes so that they're their own shapes, and then when I add the effect to them, it'll still have like the sort of contouring that it's still gonna have the same kind of contouring that it would had it been like a stroke. Like the edges are gonna be rounded and stuff. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna bring this back. That. Okay, so now when I get rid of those, it becomes just like the quote-unquote drop shadow, and then we can merge them back. Why is the U like? Oh, because if I do that, okay. So that's kind of what we want, except it's a little bit off. So let's bring it back there. Okay, so that's kind of the effect that the guy from Reddit taught me. So let's just bring it back here, center it to the key or to the artboard. Then we're gonna save it and then go to Photoshop. Or no. I keep forgetting things. In order to edit it in Photoshop the way that I want, I have to break stuff down into its own layers. So this I don't really need. I'm actually gonna move that. I'm just gonna make a, or actually no, I have them saved, so it doesn't matter. So I need to have stuff on different layers. So I have these groups, and what I'm gonna do is just I'm gonna release everything to layers, I think, but I did the wrong one. There's build and or sequence and build. When I do sequence, I think it all stays in the same layer. When I do build, it just okay. That's not what I want either. So is it? I don't know. I don't know if that's right. Since there's not a lot of parts, I'm not gonna worry about it too much. And I think since it's still gonna have the data from since it still has the data from like the shape layers, I'm pretty sure it'll affect what I want it to. So we can save that, but what we actually need to do is export it as a Photoshop file. So I actually made like a folder and everything, like I said. So let's move to Photoshop. Okay, so let's move to Photoshop, and we're gonna open, because since it's already a Photoshop file, it's not like we need to like import it or anything. So I think if we just open that, yep. Okay, so we have our layers here. So they're actually individually editable now. It broke it up in separate layers so that like if I were to apply that chrome effect like I want, or on the edges, it'll actually just affect those layers. Okay. The reason I'll be talking sometimes and like stop talking and just my train of thought leaves is because I'm listening to rap music, and that's like I can get into the beat sometimes, but like once I like get caught up in the lyrics, I forget that like I'm supposed to be doing stuff. So what I'm gonna do is switch over to like a better. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I don't even like Marshmello that much, but I'm just gonna play his radio. Okay, cool. So hopefully now I won't be too distracted. So what I did earlier is I installed Styles, which hopefully you already got. I didn't even know there's like other styles other than that. If they have a metal style, I'm probably just gonna use the default. I might just use the default one. Abstract buttons added. Glass image. Possibly. I don't even know if that's working. Okay, no, it is. I think it needs a color though, or something. All right, well, this is the one that I installed. It has a bunch of different effects. So this is like the end of my planning. I didn't really plan for, or like I didn't look through these to make sure that they had what I wanted. I just kind of hoped that they would. But it is working like I wanted it to, though. It's not applying that one texture along that whole path. It is breaking it up between the different objects. A lot of these that look like metal are actually like clear for some reason. And I know I can like go in here and just edit it, but I want to find one that's actually close to what I want. So that one actually looks, and honestly, it's the style that I'm going for doesn't, it's not that hard to recreate. It's just, yeah, so like, see, if they have something like this, I'd rather start with this. So the drop shot, I don't like that bevel. I think if I just get rid of it, get rid of the drop shadow, gradient overlay, inner shadow. Okay, so that's the inner shadow is kind of making it what it is. Okay, so I don't know. So with the whole outrun theme. Here, let's see where that one is though. Okay, it's near the bottom. The way that the style is, I honestly think I would benefit more from just having the stroke around it. And I'm just going from like what's in my head. Which, let's be real, not a lot. Even with the marshmallow music, still not that helpful. So I'm still gonna do this. No, I don't have to do the same thing. So I can actually make the stroke a little bit bigger. Which, since I'm doing the metal, I think you guys saw is like, what was I saying? Okay. Yeah, since I don't need like all that extra space, I can keep the stroke in the middle, which means I can make the edges bigger. Okay, not that big. If 30 doesn't work, then I'm gonna stick with 20 probably. Yeah, 25. Let's keep cutting it in half. Okay, I could. I don't know. I don't want to go back and do this again. Yeah. All right. We're gonna roll 20. Doing the same thing as we did before with breaking it up into layers, which luckily that worked. Okay. There's nothing on layer 2, so I'm gonna ungroup that and then just grabbing this, putting it on that layer, and that's underneath. This time we don't need it underneath. Okay, so yeah, that's what we want now. We're gonna save that, and we actually need to re-export it for Photoshop. Same thing. We're gonna want to replace that. I don't know if it's dynamic linked to Photoshop in that way, that like if I had it open and then resaved over, it would like make the old one updated. But let's just reopen it. Okay, so now that's what we want. So luckily it kind of saved my spot here, so I can just ooh, there we go. Okay, so that's a little bit better. One thing that I want to change though is I want the metal to look like it's on the outside, which right now it does not look like that. We're gonna find out who the culprit is. Okay, it's the bevel and emboss. I think. Actually, no. It looks drop shadow too. And then now if I bevel and emboss it, I'm not adding a style to the words. Well, not like one of these. Here, what's layer 1? All right, let's rename that. But like I would create my own kind of. So go to the effects. One thing that if I want to make it look like it's deeper, I'm gonna want to probably add sorry, like an inner shadow. Yeah. I don't like that positioning at all, though. So let's just make it a decent enough distance so that you can see. But okay, because like it's beveling the edges on the inside too. I think, yeah. Jeez, I hate to do this. Let's go back here, and then in this as well, and that I'm also gonna add that, and then just expand everything so that it all becomes one, and then let's merge it that way. And then if we actually, we need to bring it back by the layers, because that only, or like sending stuff backwards only, I think, works on that same layer. Okay, so that's why it looked weird. Okay, so it is that, and then add that, object, expand. Okay, so everything's still connected, and then I think I don't have to expand it again. I think I just, is the piece selected? I just don't know why this, I just don't know why that stroke, cause like it's double outlined here. And it should not be double outlined. Okay, how about, since we know that's a or no, because that's on the inside. Okay, so if I do that, or if I do what I'm planning on doing, I'm gonna have to make sure, because I'm putting everything behind it, so you'd only really be seeing. Let's go to the layers again. You'd only really be seeing that much, and I want to see more of it. So in order to do that, I'd have to put the stroke on the outside, and then yeah, then it gets too close. So we can fix that by just bringing that down a little bit to something that we like, and I think that'll look decent. So from there, object, expand. Okay, so I think we're gonna have to do this method. Gonna add that. Gonna add that. Do I need to add the middle? I'm just thinking, like, I don't have to add the middle of the P. No, not the middle. Okay, so now, oops. Okay, so now when I do this, it's gonna do basically what I want now, and just add stuff on the outside layers, which is what I was saying about, do I need this inside piece, which I think it would look weird, and if we're adding stuff on the outside, it would add stuff to this outside ring, which is what I want, right? If I want to like embed it on the inside. Okay, we are going to try it. It's not that difficult to like export it and then like open it back up in Photoshop. Alright, so back in Photoshop, and then we can test it real quick. Okay, I think that's right. I'd like to say it is. We could always mess with the gradient, how it gets lighter there. We could always just duplicate that color, put it right there, I think. And honestly, I think if we're stylizing it with, no, because I don't want chrome. I think I'd have to like overlay the chrome effect. But anyway, like stuff like this, I don't really want. I think that's the drop shadow. If I take out the bevel and emboss, okay. That's looking decent. We can always change it is the thing. I think that's the right path that we're on, and I just want to move on to this because I think that's where we had the issue is like when we added the inner, yeah, okay. So now when we add the inner glow, it's gonna be where we want it. So we're gonna kind of do that. Let's decrease the size so that it's more like a faded. We want it to look like it's glowing. And also what I'm gonna do is make sort of like a mountain shape that to like reflect off of the letters. Usually the chrome, usually the letters are chrome, so like it would have that effect on it, which I could do. And then just like add the colors and the reflection. I wouldn't have to go back and do anything. And if I don't want the stroke and I just like want that the metal text, I could just leave it. But I wanna do a little something with these colors because I do like these colors. So we added the inner glow. But we can also change the color to something a little bit more appropriate. So the issue is that if we add one color, it's gonna mess with all the other ones. So this way we're like, oh, I didn't even know you could do that. Whoops. Yeah, I actually like that though. So we can inner glow it from the center, like so. And then I'm curious, because is this, I don't think that's a smart object. But then if I go here, then I'd have to affect it. So basically, I'm going to copy that layer style. Can I not? Okay. So I'm gonna delete that layer style, then make it into smart object, and then paste that layer style again. So now, like, I think if I add like a filter, which I do want to do, let's just go to the filter gallery because that's not gonna pop up for you guys though. Filter, I want to do, let's see what stylize has for us. I want like a glass, and I know there is a glass. I don't know where exactly it is. blurred, distort. We're getting close. No, because it's a filter, right? Blurred. I might just go. Oh wait, here is this. Nope, pixelate. All right, I'm just gonna go to the filter gallery and then I'll just pick it because it's easier to find in here. I think the issue though a little bit with this is that, like, since it's like it's just a gradient, there's not much detail to edit, so it's a little bit difficult, but I think we're kind of getting what we want here. So something kind of like that, I think. Then we can add more filters on top of that, I think. So then if no, can I not? I'm sure. Wait. Yeah, new effects layer. Okay. So, oh no, let's not do that. Texturizer. Okay, I'm just kind of adding a texture to it that would almost look actually, hold on. I have an idea. I'm gonna keep that. I was looking this up for the Zaya blade, but I think this is gonna work for what I wanted to do. Basically gonna add, this is actually what I did for my other my other like outrun thing that I did, and that turned out pretty well. So then we're gonna motion blur it to make some sort of like brushed aluminum look, and we can add it to there. And then if we do multiply, that's in darken. We want multiply. Then I don't even think we would need, or hold on, the filter. Yeah, so that kind of does the filter's job. And for this inner glow, I don't know if center is what we want, and if it is not, I don't want white. You could just bring it down a little bit like that. Okay, that's looking decent. Again, not too sure about these edges. I might just do it myself. Okay, but like, hold on. That's the edges, right? Okay. So I think all I'd really need. Don't need inner shadow. I would just need bevel and emboss. That's really all I'd need, actually, is if I'm thinking about it correctly. Why is it like? Why is it adding like a shadow? Style. Oh, okay, because it's doing an outer bevel. So is inner bevel what I want though? That's kind of what I want. Yeah, okay. So that's a little bit better. I'm not sure about the colors. I'm probably gonna do a gradient overlay on top of that, and then use like a dark purple. Let's see, a dark purple, and then like a pink on top, probably, and then like a white in the middle. Let's see what happens if I do an inner shadow. Okay, so that's That's something, actually. I think that's looking a little bit better. And then if I add the inner glow on the edges, and then what if, hear me out, I did that and change the blend mode to multiply. So it looks more like it's oh jeez, I can't talk. There's words in this song now. So basically now instead of like the center, or like making the shading look 3D by accentuating the highlights, we're accentuating the shadows, which I prefer. So I'm gonna kind of like make the shadows a little bit harsher, like that. I could add gradient overlay. I can turn down the opacity and change the blend mode, I think. Yeah. So I'm gonna make like a white to that, and then if I do lighten, that's gonna give me the start that I want. I don't know if I necessarily want white, or maybe if it's like, I think maybe a cyan would work, but now it's going to black, so it's getting darker. Do cyan to white, or no, I think I need black to do it lighten. But then if I do, yeah, no, definitely not what we want. That's why I was going to black, so that I could use that color mode, or I could just, I don't know, it looks different. So if I do that and then do that, or if you just, okay, I'm just gonna put that to normal, and then just like, so just gonna do that. So I want dark light dark. That's opacity. So I'm not keeping the colors. Hold on. If I do, I don't want to just edit the opacity like that, because then I'm losing a lot of color. But if I do like, I want to keep the detail, but add this on top, which I know this is pretty much exactly the same as like doing what I was saying. So maybe something like that to make it look a little bit more glossy. I'm gonna save it just in case. So that's looking decent, I'd say. One thing, like I said, I wanted to do before is add in like mountains, which I'm tempted to just make in Illustrator and paste into here, only because there's a tool that I'd like to use, and I don't even need to like export it and all that. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of make a rough sort of let's just add another point here, a rough sort of mountain dealio with like a lot of points. Like that, and then we can use the pencil tool, the smooth tool rather, but it's like within the pencil tool thing, and add like a little bit of smoothing, just so it's not so rough. And then we have some sort of like a pretty decent mountain. So then I'm gonna switch this to Photoshop. And then I can just copy and paste that as a smart object, and it's there. So I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger like that, place it, and then only apply that to this, right? Yeah. Only apply it to there, like that. And then what we're gonna do is add some overlays to it. Actually, what I'm gonna do is put a little bit of stuff on it, just to make it look more like a reflection. Actually, oh, it's already a smart object, right? So we're gonna blur it. Let's see, what other stuff do we got? I'm looking for a distortion. Ripple maybe? Yeah. There you go. So something kind of like that. And now that I'm looking at that, I'm gonna go to my layer. Wait, what is this even? Okay, so no, layer 1 has all the stuff in it, I guess. Alright, well, we're just gonna go to this group, add a filter, distort, ripple. Oh, okay, never mind. That didn't look as good as I thought. Anyway, we're working on the mountain. Inner, no. We want like a gradient overlay, right? So I'm trying to. We're gonna do kind of the same thing as we did before, and I think I'll actually get that effect by switching this to like a certain blend mode, maybe. No, okay. Well, let's bring the opacities all the way up. This is affecting it, right? Is like the scale too much? Multiply normal. Okay, well it's there. Let's put it on the scale that I want. Would lighten, I guess. I guess that's not working. Okay, so we'll just change the opacities of this, which I don't. Does it take effect once I close out and hit OK? No. Oh, because it's already black. So what if we do color? Color overlay. Wait, where is that? Okay, it's here. Was it like really just one above? Oh, you can add multiple things to it. That's kind of cool, I guess. Okay, so color overlay, and then let's make this. We can make this dark like that, but then I don't want. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So let's do like a dark blue. So basically I can adjust the opacity of the color and then the gradient is gonna show up on the bottom. So just that's kind of what we have right now. I think I'm gonna go till 1 hour. So at 11 o'clock I'll be done. But I think we're making a lot of progress on this, especially since I didn't look up a tutorial on how to do this specific thing. I think we got pretty far. I mean, I never look at tutorials ever. I just know this stuff. Okay. So one thing that I could also do is add a mask like that. Sort of like paint out. That looks yucky. So yeah, we could like fade out the edges though. Like that. So before and after, we got a little bit of stuff on there. We could also change the color because I feel like it's too blue almost. So we want, I don't know, would purple be better? No, I like blue. Then we could add maybe like a little bit more to it. Okay. So that's pretty decent. I think, okay, what I want to do also is add a glow. Which is down here actually. If I add an outer glow, I'm just curious to see like, okay, yeah, that's expanding out into there. Well, hold on, if I change the size though. Okay, that's just looking like a square. So let's change it to something else. Other than that, just for now, for the sake of this, and then add a wait, did I put that like inside of it? Because I want it underneath. Screw it. And then we're gonna fill that in black. Except this, I'm just gonna like that. Okay, so we're kind of getting a look at the glow. Let's increase this by about 200 and then 1100. Wow, not at all what I wanted. Cancel. I want the canvas size in pixels. Okay, so with the, I'm gonna add 200 and then add 200, kind of like that. So now if I go here and then control backspace, fill in the rest, and now we have that glow. I do not want red though. Don't want red. Outer glow. Let's go with, we kind of just need a bright color like that. Let's go with pink maybe, because I don't know. I don't like the blue then with the mountains if we go with pink, and it kind of washes out the other colors, to be honest. So That looks pretty good, but I want to change some of the properties. So I wonder if instead of coming from there, we put it on this. Just to preserve the colors on the inside there. And maybe if we change the color overlay to something like no. What's another? Hold on. What's another warm color? Red. Maybe. Because I tried red for the glow, but I didn't like it. But maybe for the mountain, it'll be good. Yeah, but then you can't really see it. And you don't really see the edge. Well, that's because I masked it out. Let's be real. I'm silly. So if we paint that back in, we're actually gonna see it. And then to make it like more visible, I think, yeah. So that's what we have right now. Kinda like it. So I'm thinking that this instead of being my logo, because I don't want my logo to be so complicated. Personally, because my job requires me to work in like vectorizing logos and stuff. I would like my logo to be as simple as possible. And like but still like stylish and thought out. So I think I'm gonna make this the banner. Yeah, in which case I'm gonna have to look up. Okay, so image, canvas size. I think this is a lot bigger than what I have now. No, not really. So it'll still look fine, like resolution wise. So yeah, that's all really adding. Wait. Hold on. Because I did this before and I know it's not that size. Yeah, it's like 423. So it's the same width. It's just the size of it. So oops. I think I need to shrink everything. Oh, whoops. So do something like that. Everything is still there though, right? Yeah, I'm just going to like bring down the effects of the ripple. But let's go to image size, or rather canvas size, pixels, and then instead of that it's like 423. I think if it gets cropped, I can still, yeah. Okay, so it's still there. And had I known that I was gonna do less LPU and not, I would have done like less power up instead. Um, so here's the plan. What I'm gonna do is, because all this stuff is saved pretty much. I just have to like redo the mountain, and really it's just copy and pasting. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do that, and then we're gonna like finish this tomorrow. And this isn't like the Zaya Blade and all the other stuff that I planned out. We're actually gonna finish this one, boys and girls. So buckle up. So yeah, thank you for watching. I stream right now. It's gonna be like every day at around 10 o'clock. I might stream earlier and longer. So I'll be ending at like 11 still, but it'll be from like 9 to 11. That was like a President Bush conspiracy. 9 to 11. Anyway, I'll see you guys later.